All right, let's talk about one of the most important and honestly most overlooked skills for any artist trying to make a living: negotiating better deals with venues. This isn't just about getting a little extra cash. This is about building a real, sustainable career in music. So let's get right into it. This quote absolutely nails it. Getting a million streams is great, but it's kind of like a lottery ticket. The real, dependable money, the cash that actually pays for your gas, your gear, your next recording, that comes from the deals you make night after night on the road. And that brings us to our first huge mindset shift. We've got to move from a strategy of hope to a strategy of deals. It's time to stop just hoping the booker likes your sound or hoping a crowd shows up. It's time to take control of your career by understanding the business side of things. So, the most important word in any negotiation is leverage. And what is leverage? It's not about how cool your songs are. It's the proof that you bring value to the venue. More than that, it's your ability to show them that booking you isn't a gamble. It's a smart business decision that lowers their financial risk. Okay, so what does this leverage actually look like in the real world? Well, it's all about proof, hard data. Do you have a history of selling tickets in that city? Can you show them you have a strong, engaged local fan base right there? Have you sold out shows before? Do you sell a ton of merch? Heck, even just having a reputation for being professional and easy to work with, that's leverage. So now you know what your leverage is. Great. But here comes the most crucial part of this whole thing. For a minute, you have to stop thinking like an artist. You need to put on a different hat and start thinking like a venue owner. Let's really try to get inside their head. Look at the difference here. It's fascinating, right? You're thinking about your art, the vibe, the big opportunity this is for you. The venue owner, they're thinking about one thing: risk versus reward. Their only questions are, will this band sell tickets? Will people come to the bar and buy drinks? And is this whole night going to be a massive headache, or is it going to run like clockwork? So how do you close that gap between your hopes and the reality? Simple. You learn to speak their language, and their language is data. You need to build what I call a proof packet. This isn't hype, it's not ego, it's cold, hard evidence. You show them the exact ticket counts from your last show in town. You pull up your Spotify stats for that specific city. You prove to them, beyond a doubt, that the audience is already there waiting for you.
And this is the core of the whole strategy. You're taking emotion and hope completely out of the equation. You're replacing it with evidence. It's no longer you asking them for a favor, it's you presenting a solid business case. You're turning the negotiation into a simple math problem, where booking you is the only logical answer.
Okay, let's get really practical now. Not all deals are the same, and your career is probably going to follow a pretty clear path. I want you to think of it like you're climbing a ladder. Each rung you climb is a better, smarter, more profitable kind of deal. So everyone starts somewhere, right? Usually that's the opening slot, the first rung. Once you prove you can bring some people in, you can move up to a door deal. You get a piece of the ticket sales. The next step up is a hybrid deal. They give you a small guarantee to cover your costs, plus you get a cut of the door. From there, you climb to the guarantee, a flat fee no matter how many people show up. And at the very top, you're getting bonuses for selling the place out. Every single step up this ladder requires more proof, more leverage. And please remember this, the negotiation isn't just about the money up front. You have to look at the whole package. Can you get a better percentage on the door split? Can you get them to lower their cut of your merch sales? What about getting them to help with marketing? Or even just getting paid the night of the show instead of weeks later? All of these things are on the table. Let's just focus on merch for a second, because this is huge. It is standard practice for venues to take a percentage of your merch sales. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 30%. Just let that sink in. They can take almost a third of your most profitable income stream from that entire night. But here's the good news. This is absolutely negotiable. You can always push for a lower percentage. A really great tactic is to argue for no cut at all if they're not even providing someone to sell it for you. Or you can get creative and propose a threshold, like the venue only gets their cut after you've sold your first $500 of merch. All right, you've got the basics down cold. Now let's talk about the real power moves. These are the advanced tactics that can totally flip the dynamic of a negotiation and put you in the driver's seat. Two big ones here. First, routing. When you're booking a whole tour, you can actually get venues in nearby cities to compete against each other for your show. This drives your value way up. Second, professional framing. You have to change the way you talk. Stop sounding like a kid asking for a gig. Use business language. Based on our data, or to make this financially viable for us, we need. It completely changes the tone of the conversation. And now for the ultimate power move. Honestly, this is it. The single strongest piece of leverage you will ever have is your willingness to say no and walk away. Sometimes the absolute best move for your career is to turn down a bad deal. When the math doesn't add up, saying no thank you isn't a failure. It's a power move. It shows you know your worth. So when should you walk? You have to keep an eye out for these red flags. Things like vague expenses they want to deduct from your pay, unclear terms about how you'll get paid, no real system for tracking ticket sales, and of course, a really bad reputation for paying artists late. If you see this stuff, be ready to walk out the door. At the end of the day, everything we've talked about comes back to this one idea. Your leverage is earned. You earned it through all the hard work, playing the shows, building your audience, writing great music. So the only question left is, now that you've earned it, are you ready to step up and actually negotiate for what you deserve?